this is gonna be a good matchup coming back again. Because what I said is I don't think the Eagles are necessarily the same team in itself. The Chiefs have gotten better. Obviously, we lost our first two, 1 and 2 wide receivers, but we got kind of quality guys that I feel that are still there. We got Juju Smith-Schuster, we got Hollywood Brown, we got Tyquan Thornton, and we got a couple of tight ends, man, that do a great job, and some decent running backs to catch the ball out the backfield. One of the things I wanted to emphasize is, even though we're without Rashid Rice and Hollywood Brown, or Rashid Rice and Xavier Worthy, Hollywood Brown is still, to me, a starting wide receiver in the league. Okay, he's been hurt, and with that, he's kind of disappeared the last couple of years. But Hollywood Brown, he had 1,000 yards a couple of years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Juju Smith-Schuster a couple of years ago, caught almost close to 80 balls, and didn't really have a lot of wear and tear. I think he's a little bit more healthy now. He looks a little bit different. Looks a little bit faster than what he did last year. I think these guys got something to give, man. Kind of talk about them as far as wide receiver. What's your as a former wide receiver in the NFL, give me your opinion about those two guys, and do you trust them for Patrick Mahomes to throw the ball to them in a game like this?
I'll say yes, because you're not really looking at them to kind of carry the load for the rest of the season, because of, like you said, your top two are hurt. So obviously you're paying those other two to carry the load. But anybody can get up for one game. Anybody can get up for one game. Let's oil these knees up. Let's oil these elbows up. And, hey, I'm finna give you the business for this one. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to follow that next week. But the thing that I like that these guys have, and, you can take it to the bank, is called experience. You cannot beat that at all. They've been under the lights. They've done it at a high level. And so now, you don't have people going out and say, oh, I'm pulling my hair out because they don't have games. Now, like say, if it's in my case, and now I'm sitting as a number 4 receiver and I only have 2 NFL games in, now, we getting ready to worry a little bit. We're gonna have, but these guys, man, they got numbers. They got numbers. Right. So they understand the magnitude of the game. They understand as professionals that they're gonna come to play. They're gonna come to play. And so that's why I say, and it's a way to reinvent themselves. It's a way to reinvent themselves. So it's a lot riding for them. So it's not just, I'm just a fill-in guy. No, these jokers think I don't have it no more. Let me go out and show them. Let me go out and show them so they can play from a totally different mindset than what people think they should be playing from.
And these guys are not old guys. That's another thing too, man. They're relatively young, D. Mm-hmm. So I know Hollywood Brown, wanted to play for the 1 year because he wanted to get some numbers up, like you said. He wanted to be able to reinvigorate his whole career, maybe go somewhere and get paid. That's what he wanted to be able to do. So this is going to be a great opportunity for him to be able to prove that he still has that about him. He still got that in him. Right.
And what better way? What better way? You got the biggest stage. You will have the biggest stage. So now you get to really find out, okay, who are you? Who are you as a player when those lights are shining bright? And hey, that's when you can get some of these guys now that could go.
That's right.
That could go and they'll surprise you.
So, Marcus, you got a question for D? Right?
Yeah. I mean, you kind of mentioned how the team they're playing, the Eagles, is not the same team, right? Obviously, every year they were the reigning Super Bowl champs, but it's not the same team. And last year, I think they were the league lead in sacks by the end of the season. Again, only 1 game sample size, but we saw their defense last week. Adoree Jackson was kind of giving up. I mean, if CeeDee Lamb could catch last week, he would have had, it would have dominated as far as statistics. I mean, he still had a pretty good game nonetheless. But that's something he's going to be their cornerback too in this game. And you mentioned guys like Hollywood Brown, Tyquan Thornton. These are guys who run 4.2 40. So these aren't, these are guys going to give it to you. But then also another thing, they had 0 sacks last week. And they just signed Zadarius Smith to try to give him some edge rush rotation, a veteran presence on the line there. When you look at this game, and I know like it's different teams, but I'm seeing so much from a lot of like the former players on ESPN and Fox Sports talk about, the Chiefs can't afford to go 0-2. It's a more of a must win for them. And I'm seeing Philadelphia beat writers say that the Eagles have a chance in this game to the exact wording was that I saw from my WIP reporter. The Eagles have a chance to essentially kill off the Chiefs' mystique this weekend. It wouldn't kill their season, but if Chiefs dropped to 0-2 after getting smoked in the Super Bowl and having a pretty unimpressive 2024 season overall, the aura of the Chiefs will basically be gone. What do you hear stuff like that? I mean, how big of a game is this? Second week of the season? I mean, is this really a huge game? Is it make or break? Obviously not make or break, but is it a big game as far as like losing the aura, going down 0-2 and just kind of people seeing the Chiefs? And the first time Patrick Mahomes could lose 3 games in a row in his career. He's never done that before.
Okay, well, anything can happen, but let me say this: it's week 2. It's week 2 of the season. It's not a divisional game at all, so that's when it starts to matter. When we get in the division, and then we get into the playoffs, that's when it really matters. This is a warm up. This is a warm up for the division, and so come and see me in October or December. Now we can talk. Now we can talk. But right now, for people to say that, hey, we getting ready to beat the Super Bowl Chiefs and or the Super Bowl Eagles and all of that. Hey, this is not the Super Bowl. This is week 2 of the season. So let's go to the Super Bowl. Now we can have that conversation. But right now, no, it's not the same team. It's not the same mindset. It's not. But I do think you will see a great game. And like I said, it's just a warm up to what's to come. And so that's just, people want to almost like you want to get in the car and once you start, you want to drive and without letting it warm up. No, we got to let this thing warm up. We got to gain momentum. Because what you don't understand is what's going on in between those huddles in their facilities. You don't understand that part of it. So you have to see the whole entire picture from injury status, because they're not going to tell you everything that's going on, who's hurt and all of that. So until we can get those pieces on the board or on the field to now line up and play, and now we're actually playing for something, then yes, from a player standpoint, that's what we play for. But this right here, we're just trying to be consistent. We're just trying to be consistent. We're trying to get our team together and get things rolling. But we will see a great game.
Yeah, and I truly believe, it's not going to be anything like the Super Bowl, what you saw this past year, right? Like you said, they went and got some more to Darius Smith to get some help, to try to help, pull up a little bit more pressure on the quarterback. We gotten better off the offensive line. We have done that. One thing we haven't done the past game was run the football effectively. That was one of the things that we needed to get kind of established. I think helps out. We know the run helps out the pass. And so when you're looking to try to get the ball to, we were talking about the older wide receivers or some of the tight ends, I think you got to be able to establish your run first. And so I think in once you got, like in the Super Bowl, we became one-dimensional. Well, as pass rush, that's what you want. You got your chops. Man, you sit over saying, man, all I had to do pin my ears back and just go. That's it. That's what you're doing. So this is going to be a different thing by full measure, just to talk about this challenge in itself. And also, too, is playing at Arrowhead, which is another, obviously advantage of playing at home. And then, of course, like the Chiefs losing in the way that they did against the Chargers, you're sitting there saying, yeah, we don't want to drop, like Marcus said, 3-0, but even 2-0 at the very first of the season. Okay, you don't want to do that. Somebody tried to make a big heyday about guys at the very end of the game, Chris Jones and Drew Tranquill, kind of, mouthing at each other pretty much after the game was kind of sealed up. It was like, oh my gosh, was there smoke, there's fire, and all these different things, these guys look like they're unraveling. And it kind of talked to him about like how championship teams actually deal with things like that. You're gonna have some bickering between brothers. These things do happen.
Oh yeah.
And just let them understand, D, what that focus means when you're talking about teams that championship have been in Super Bowls that have that history.
I'll say this too, Marcus. How much are the guys getting paid for this game right here? Do you know how much they're getting paid for this game?
For game check, I don't know.
Is there regular salary? Is there regular salary? So now what you don't have, the difference in those games in the playoffs and things is that they are all tiered off as far as now what they're gonna get paid. So Super Bowl is a big check. But what a lot of people don't understand too is that some guys, and I had to learn this, like this kind of blew me away, is that they rely on those checks to carry them for the offseason. Like this is my off-season check so that I get back to next year. So they're playing for a different purpose. For this game, they're only playing for pride.
That's right.
They're only playing for pride. So when it counts, that's when you see the dogs come out. When they playing for that money, that's when the dogs come out. But right now, they're playing for pride. They're playing for pride. So the magnitude may be a little bit different than the Super Bowl. Okay. But when you're looking at championship team is now we understand the standard that's been set from an organizational standpoint. We understand we have to live up to that standard. Okay. And so each guy has his own ceiling. So I know what Jason Dunn's ceiling is. Jason Dunn understands what Dialleo Burks' ceiling is. And when we're not playing up to that ceiling, now me and Jason Dunn got to have a conversation. We got to have a conversation about what we're playing for, right? Now, if I know Jason is hurting and I know he can't give his best, then hey, just give me all you got. Just give me all you got. But if I know Dunn is not hurt, and I understand now that he's crying because he just wants the ball, so now he's just missing blocks and not running down on kickoff and things. Me and Jason Dunn gonna have to have a conversation because now we're out here together battling. We're out here together battling. He's leaning on me to have his back, and I'm leaning on him to have my back. That's just how it is. Don't leave me out to dry. If you leave me out to dry, now what you're saying is I don't care anything about you. And we've been through way too much together to come out here on this field where those other guys on the other side don't care nothing about you. They don't. They're coming for blood. I can't allow you to leave me out there like that. So yes, we're gonna have a conversation. But it's motivational in how we go to each other. When you go to each other in that mode, we've bypassed all other levels. So now you haven't heard what I've been saying. Maybe I say, hey, Jay, come on. Hey, you good? Hey, man, let's go. I know you do better than that. Hey, I got you. Well, now next time he messes up and I'm looking at him like, hey, man, come on now. This ain't it. This ain't where we are, especially if the game is not going in our favor. But then you can look at that joker and say, hey, man, if you don't get this right, man, you finna go at it. Yeah. We get ready to go at it, right? It's just us understanding each other what we have. We understand each other's ceiling, and that's all it is. It's not that I'm hating on Dunn. No, man, I'm trying to win so that maybe it's going to help me get a bonus. Yeah. I want to win the game. Yeah. I want to win the game, and so that's the competitive nature. And I don't want to lose. No, don't talk to me after no loss. No. So I need you now to get your tail together. I don't care what you got going on off the field. That ain't got nothing to do with me. We'll talk about it in counseling together. I will go with you. But for right now, this only counsel you get ready to get is your tail together. That's how players talk to each other.
Yeah. Man, that is so spot on, D, just by saying it, because I think that goes into that leadership, right? It's not about the loudest guy. And I think what the bickering came in was just having an understanding like, look, man, you can't be selfish. You can't have a selfish act. Chris Jones had a selfish act at the end, okay? Mm-hmm. I know he was trying to make a play, okay? And I think Drew Tranquil was like, man, I'm trying to win, bro. That's what he's telling, like, yo, like, but you cannot compromise the integrity of what we're trying to do defensively. When it's 3rd and 15, you can't just do what you want to do because we don't have nobody else covering that part. That's how they got the first down. And so I think Chris, when I seen him at the press conference, first, he was mad at the loss. 2, he was mad at himself. 3, he took accountability for what it was. But he didn't really want to say to everybody else what the conversation was because it was in-house. It was between brothers, right? I don't have to talk about it, but you hit it spot on. That's exactly what it is. And sometimes, I don't care if you're the biggest star. Sometimes the biggest star needs to be called out. If you're not doing the right job, like, hey, man, like,
man, that don't mean nothing. That what the biggest star mean? When I was with the Eagles, right? And the game meant so much to me. I understood what the offense was doing. I didn't want to be in the press box or in the skybox where they put us. Put me on the field. I want to be on the field. I asked Ray Rose every week that I was on the practice squad to stand on the field. I wanted to stand on the field because now I practice every day with these guys. I understand exactly what's going on. If I'm not playing, let me be a mental piece to the puzzle to help support these guys. That's how much the game meant to me. Not to be up in no doggone press box. Look, no. I need to be on that field because I'm wearing the same helmet they wearing. And so at that point, I don't care if you're making $1 million. I don't care if you're making $40 million. At that point, it don't matter. Do your job. Right. Do your job because at that point, it's about the respect. It's not about the check. And real players understand that. Yeah. It's I don't care what you got. That don't mean nothing. God has blessed you. Yes, he has. But right now, in between this doggone clock that's still on, your check ain't got nothing to do with this. It's about your respect and integrity as a football player as to how we're going to get this doggone thing done and we're going to win this game.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, it comes down to this. Sometimes that pride, if you're too prideful, there's no correction for you. And that's a dangerous place to be.
Yes, sir.
That's a dangerous place.
Yes, sir. I'm with you. I'm riding with you. Like I say, you the millionaire. I get it. Hey, let's go ahead and get this wing because after the game, the wing's going to be on you because you know I ain't got enough to get it. The wings and drinks going to be on you. So let's go win this doggone game. I support you wholeheartedly.
Right. But Dad, man, you got to play your position, man. You got to do what's right.
Yeah.
Man, I'm telling you this.
We all know that respect factor. We all know the respect factor. And at the end of the day, I was telling my guys this because they often want to know what the league is about and this and that. I say, look, I've had millionaires who made multi-million dollars come to me as an undrafted free agent and tell me, hey, you can play, man. That validation right there that I got was more than any amount of money. Because if anybody knows anything about the NFL, a lot of the best players are not on the field. Yeah. A lot of the best players are not on the field.
That's right.
And so for you to be in those positions and have a Irvin Fry, Chris T. Jones, those guys come and say, hey, man, you doing it. You got it. At the end of the day, that's all we can ask for. Do we want the millions? Everybody wants the millions. But for us, for me, the millions is in the respect. If you respect my game, you respect my game, that's enough for me.
Oh, man. And sometimes what ends up we find out as well that those guys, sometimes the one that's getting paid, hey, man, that don't mean nothing. Sometimes guys get comfortable after getting paycheck. And it's like, they paid you all this money and you still not doing your job? Okay, all right. I tell you what, you see how long that's going to last, okay?
Yeah. But then a lot of those guys, man, they like, hey, I'm good. But what do you want your legacy to be? You know, are you willing to tarnish, everything that you work hard for because of a dollar amount that you're making? Come on, you better than that. I can't let you go out like that if you're around me. I can't do it, and And I will say I love Irv to death, man. That's my guy, Irvin Fry. That is my guy because he allowed a small time guy to break into his heart. When I said something to him and he looked in my eyes, he's like, okay, that's good. He said, how did that look? I said, it sucked. I said, that route sucked. Well, what can I do better than that? He gonna say it on a tone that he gonna. No, man, it sucked. That ain't you. That's not you.
Right.
I got you, man. I got you. And so that's it. Because, like I said, we're trying to win together. We're not trying to be isolated and you think you know it all because you're getting a check. Don't do that. Don't do that. You there because of where you've been, right? If we want to go there. That you did what you had to do in college. Now your name is ringing, so now we're gonna put butts in the seat. But if it come down to route for route, let's go to war. Let's go to war. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.